Today we're going to work on a recovery class, and this is so you can recharge, help you recover. If you're taking a day off, this will be a type of workout that you want to do on your days off, because it won't add any additional stress to your central nervous system. It's very low intensity, and this is where you want to get your stretching in. You shouldn't be stretching during your warm-ups. You should be adding stretches during your cool downs, or have a dedicated day where you're not doing much else, and you're working on your stretching and things like that. So this is part of the recovery work. We're going to begin our sequence with just some box breathing. I'm sitting in Seiza right now, modified Seiza. So Seiza with my toes under. I think it's a good idea to stretch the feet. I think it's something that we can do while we work. So we're just breathing while holding this position. My toes are under my feet. If you guys can see here, I'll show you sideways. So you can see that my toes are underneath my feet. So I sit in this position, I sit on my heels. You don't have to do this. If you need to, you can sit on your shoelaces. That is okay as well. I just prefer to have my toes under, just for a little extra works the fascia on the feet that tends to get tight, especially if you wear shoes all the time or you run a lot. It's a good idea to do that. Plus your Achilles tendon tends to get tight, and especially as you get older, you want to have an Achilles tendon rupture. So all those reasons you want to work on this type of movement. So we're going to do this. We're just going to do some box breathing for a few minutes, and we're going to do a 4 count in, 4 count hold, 4 count out, 4 count hold. Let's begin. All right, let's come on to that. And get into our standing position or mountain pose. And we're going to begin with a forward fold. So we'll begin with a forward fold. So reach up, exhale down, bend the knees if you have to, step back into plank position. Now from plank, you want to make sure that your torso is straight. You're not sinking through the middle. Your shoulders are nice and strong. You're corkscrewing your hands onto the mat. Your legs are strong. From here, we're going to go into a low push-up. Hold. Then extend into upward dog. So in upward dog, you're on your shoelaces. You're driving your hips down. You're keeping your shoulders away from the ear. And this is good because in Jiu-Jitsu we spend so much time crunched in a ball. Body's like flexed. So extending the body in the opposite direction is good for it. We're opening up the front line and we're strengthening the back line. So it's good. Now from here, tuck your feet under and go into our down dog position. With down dog, imagine that you have a string pulling your tailbone up towards the ceiling and towards the back wall. At the same time, spread your toes, your fingers. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Drive your heels towards the mat. They don't have to touch. But you do want to drive them towards the mat. You're going to feel that in your calves. And this is a little bit of the opposite of what we're doing. Now we're opening up the back line some. And we're strengthening the front line through here. We're strengthening the shoulders, engaging the core, while stretching the back line. Good. Now from here, come back into your high plank, rolling forward. Keep those shoulders strong, core engaged. Come down into your low push-up and come up into upward dog. Down dog. Don't forget to breathe in these positions, guys. We're always breathing, allowing the body to release. Even though we're still active, we're still strong, we're not loose in these positions. We are trying to get the body to release. Drive your weight forward into that high plank. Chaturanga, low push-up, upward dog. Very good. We're going to work ourselves down to the mat. And we're going to do our Americana armbar Kimura stretching series. So from here, I'm going to start with my Americana. So my arm goes into Americana position. And you guys can see how this is beneficial. We end up fighting in these positions a lot. So the more comfortable your soft tissue gets in these positions, the more you injury-proof yourself. So this is very good. So we want to maintain the elbow at a 90-degree angle and the shoulder somewhat at a 90-degree angle. And listen to your body. You may be a little bit restricted here. I know I am. So just do what's comfortable. You shouldn't be pushing through any pain. Now from here, I'm going to rotate my body gently sideways, and I'm going to step back with my left leg. So I'm sitting back here, I'm sinking down with my head, and I'm actively pushing with my left arm on the mat. And I'm applying gentle pressure onto that shoulder in that externally rotated position. I'm giving the rotator cuff a gentle stretch, and I'm definitely stretching my pec, that front deltoid, even my lat. I put that a little bit on my lat, my teres major. All those muscles are getting a nice little stretch. And those are the muscles that get sprained when you tap a little too late in the Americana, right? So we want to make sure that we strengthen them and we stretch them simultaneously. So holding them under tension like this, it's going to help. Because we're not just sitting here, I'm driving my hand into the mat. So I'm working. So I'm both, I'm stretching and I'm engaging the muscles. We're not just sitting here cranking on our shoulders. Our training partners do that enough already. We are actively working the shoulder into a more open position. Now let's switch sides. So here, do the same thing with the left arm. So 90 degrees, if you can tolerate it. I look the other way. Rotate my body. Step back. This is just personal preference for me. I find that my stretch gets a little deeper when I twist my back in the opposite direction. If this bothers your back, you can just stay on your side. Just keep your feet stacked and just rotate, that's okay too.
I'm just so tight that I find that when I just rotate on my side, my pec fights me too much and it brings me back almost belly down. So by twisting with my leg, I'm providing enough counter pressure that it allows me to open that pec. I'm humble bragging. Basically, I'm saying that my pecs are so strong that I need my legs to stretch them. I don't know. Okay, so now from here, we're coming back, belly down. And we get the arm now in the Americana position. So we rotate, sorry, the Kimura position. So we rotate the shoulder now in the opposite direction. Be careful with this one. Don't be overzealous. Don't impinge your shoulder in the process of doing this. If you cannot get it at 90 degrees, I know I can't. That's okay. Just get to where you can feel it and then begin to rotate. And take extra care with this one. Don't go crazy. And just gently apply pressure, just like before. On this variation, I find I get a better stretch if my head is up. If my head is down, I'm getting a stretch, but it's not as intense as when I lift my head. And I think it's because my trap it's a little bit looser when I'm like this. So when I lift my head, the trap tightens and it pulls on that shoulder. So I'm opening up the shoulder a little bit more by lifting my head, and I'm working on the strength of my neck as well. So we need that in Jiu-Jitsu. So it's good. Play with how far away you keep your hand from your body. And just like before, I'm active, I'm pushing the back of my hand into the mat. And this hand is also active, I'm pushing the mat away from me. That's why I'm sweating so much. I'm working. Good, now we switch sides. So now left side, shoulder goes down, we rotate. Drive that body sideways, push the back of your hand into the mat. Lift your head if you want to. Let's come out of that. Now let's do the same thing with a straight arm. So now the arm is going to go straight to the side. And then just find where the stretch is best. For me, I think a little bit higher up helps me with, helps me get that pec minor a little bit more. But yours may be a little bit different. You may have, a tighter pec major, or maybe the front of the shoulder. Just play with the angle of your arm and see what works for you. The main thing is keeping the arm straight. So you're getting a little bit into the biceps. The legs look the same, we're still working the same way. You can work with your feet stacked above each other, or you can have them like I have, where you do almost like that scorpion kick. You're twisting your body towards the stretch down. The switch sides, so here, left arm goes out. Good. And rotate. Find that angle. There it is for me. And then just hold and open. Don't forget to breathe. I'm talking a lot, so I'm breathing. So you guys are silent. You're going to make sure you're breathing. Should be here. breath all the time, in and out. You need to breathe, because if you don't, you'll die. That's not true. There's a reflex that will keep you breathing. It's controlled by your brainstem. But it's a nice thing to say. If you stop breathing, you die. Because it's fundamentally true. Even though it's physiologically incorrect. Good. Let's get out of there, guys. Very nice. Come up. So the puppy pose is a nice chest and shoulder opener. So we want to maintain structure in our backs when we're doing this. So you don't want to sag through the middle of your back. Instead, you want to sink down, straight down with your arms. So it's almost like a child's pose, but without you going back. Right? So child's pose, typically, we sit back on our hips and open up this way. For puppy pose, we're staying with the knees and the hips at a 90-degree angle, and we're sinking down to the chest only. And just hold here. Remember that? And you guys get it. So now let's go into a low squat. You can pick. You can go into a narrow or a wide squat. I'm choosing a wide squat today. So I'm going down. And I want to maintain a level of activation on my legs. I don't want to sink all the way down to where my butt is almost to my heels. I want to keep my quads still active. So I'm going to get down pretty deep, but I should be able to feel my legs working. My back's still straight, I'm still upright. And from this position, I'm going to put one of my hands down, in this case my right hand. And I'm going to reach my other arm to the sky as much as I can. And then switch. Put it down by your foot. And open through the upper back. And switch. And switch. Good. Nice and tall. We're going to do a forward fold. And this time, we're going to come out into a flat back. So we're here. You can have your hands to your shins if you want, or just extend through your head. Like you want to move your head towards the end of the room. And then back down. And flat back. Forward fold. And flat back. So in this position, we're activating the back. we're keeping the core engaged. We're also stretching the backs of the legs that tend to get tight with all the work that we do. And we're also firing the muscles in the lower back. They're important because they protect our spine. So when we play guard, when we invert, the muscles in the lower back are the thing that keep us safe. If our lower back is weak, then all that load is going to go into your spine, and that's not what you want. So this type of work is useful for that reason. And it's come out good. We're going to go into our Komodo dragon crawl, but we're going to add a twist, literally. So, start with Komodo dragon. And you guys know this one. Connect, walk. Now, after you take that first step, you're going to allow your knee to come up. So, I go from my knee to elbow connection to my knee pointed up. And I'm allowing my hip to rotate. As my hip rotates, my upper body follows. And I come into this nice side body stretch. I come back down. My knee comes back to position. I take another step. And then one more time, I open my knee, rotate my hip, big reach. Hand back down, knee back to position. Another step, open the knee, rotate. Back down, elbow knee, step, open, rotate. Very nice. Good. We can take it back if you guys want. We're going to do our Cossack or side kick stretch to front kick stretch. So we're going to go into a wide squat. For me, it's about a mat's width. For some of y'all, maybe a little bit wider than that. And I'm just going to sit back and allow one of my knees to bend while the other leg stays straight. My feet are still connected to the mat. I'm using my hands, I got a bad knee, so my hands are helping me support on this side. But you can do it hands free and stay in this position. And then from here, we go to the other side. On this side, I can sit. Good. And let's do one more on this side. And one more on this side. Good. Now for the front kick stretch, all we have to do is rotate our toes to the sky. I'm flexing my foot. I'm still keeping my thigh active on the bent leg. And I'm allowing my hamstring to stretch on this side. You can put some load on it, it's okay. It's not gonna hurt it. But if it bothers you, you can put your hand on the mat. There's no harm in doing that. We're recovering, we're not going crazy today. Good, and then come up and switch to the other side. So we're here, ooh, that side. Hamstring just spoke to me a little bit. We're here. Go in, transition to the other side. And one more on the opposite side. I hear my mat's crying because my heels are driving into it. That tells you how much weight I'm putting on my legs. I'm not just loading it, offloading completely on my hands. I'm just using my hands a little bit to take the pressure off my angel joint. But I'm still working. I'm still putting weight on my legs. And that's what you should be doing too. If I can do it, old, broken, you can do it too. So don't give me no excuses. Let's get to work. A little bit more, good. And other side. The hamstring tendon, man, keeps sliding over. I can feel it jumping. Doesn't feel good. And come back, very good. Good, all right. So now, the hard work is done. Pat yourself in the back a little bit. So now what we have is a couple of holding poses and then we're done. So we'll start with our deer pose or a 50-50 position. So that's my legs at a 90-degree angle. Both my knees are, my hips are at a 90-degree angle as well. And I'm gonna try to sit towards the middle. I might be a little offset if my hip is tight, but I'm striving to have my trunk in line with my front leg. That's what I'm trying to do. I may not look that way right now, but that's the goal, okay? And so if you can get there, do it. And then from here, again, my feet are active or protecting my knees. I never want to put any strain on my knees. All of it should go to my muscles. You want to stretch muscle, you don't want to stretch tendons, or ligaments rather. Ligaments that don't like to be stretched. Muscles and tendons is okay. And then from here, I want to bring my chest down towards my shin. And I'm going to sit in this position. This is excellent because it'll stretch your glute, it'll stretch your piriformis muscle, which runs right under your glute. If you play a little guard, you do all this stuff. This stretch, man, is money. It helps a bunch. If you want to get your leg palms tighter, this is the way to do it. You're going to gain range of motion and that internal rotation on your leg. You're working a little bit on the external rotation on the opposite side, especially when you're upright. So we're going to hold this forever now. 45 seconds, something like that. And then we're going to switch. Again, if this was a yin practice or we were doing this longer, or you want to take this and do this at home, you can do it, hold it for 3 minutes. It's great, there's nothing wrong with that. But right now, for the scope of this class, we're just keeping these stretches short. We're being a little bit more active with our stuff. We're just trying to recover. We're not trying to lengthen anything to any like permanent degree. Good. Now switch. Let's go to the other side. Same thing. So 90 degrees on my back leg, 90 degrees on my front leg. I think that's 90 degrees. I try to sit towards the center. You might feel that on your hip, but no, I am. And then your chest comes down towards your foot. And you're here. See, this that hurt me, I don't feel it at all because my legs are engaged. I'm engaging it. I'm engaging my feet. I'm engaging my thigh. So all the tension, all that pressure is going towards my butt. It's my glute that's taking all the pressure. My knees are safe as long as my legs are engaged. Good. Okay, let's come out of that. And then our last stretch for the lower body. We're going to do our straddle stretch. Dragonfly, they call it in some yoga traditions. But it's just a straddle stretch. If you don't karate or Muay Thai or any sort of striking martial art, you should be familiar with this stretch. If not, shame on you. You should be doing this. And if you do jiu-jitsu and you've experienced my stack pass, you should be familiar with this. So from here, we want to lean forward and we want to put our elbows and our forearms on the mat at the very least. Flex your feet and drag your toes behind you. This is really good because, you know, like groin injuries are common in jiu-jitsu. So this will injure-proof your groin. You're working some of those pieces of the hamstring that attach to to the knee, like the inner side of the hamstring. I think that's the, what's it called? I can't remember the names of the head of the hamstring now. The something membranosus, but I can't remember. Anyway, the inner portion of the hamstring is what you're stretching here. And you're also stretching the groin, obviously. So hernias, all that stuff, so you're helping prevent all that. And it'll give you a little bit of a fighting chance if I'm overpassing your guard, because you're able to splay your legs a little bit more and defend. Versus if you're super tight, then there's no getting out. As you're doing this and you feel yourself getting looser, see if you can walk your elbows a little bit further forward. See if you can sink your chest down. Oh, I'm feeling it. And then we're breathing. If you do striking and you want to kick to the head, you gotta be doing this. This is necessary. Otherwise, you're gonna be doing all sorts of wacky stuff, trying to get your kicks at head level, and you're not gonna be using your hips. That's no good. But you know, what do I know? I've only been doing martial arts since I was a little kid. Good. Just a little bit more, maybe, I don't know, what do you guys think? 30 seconds more? Let's do it, 30 more seconds. Let's breathe. Okay, let's come on up. Very nice, guys. Oh, bring those legs in slowly, because you know you're feeling that. If I'm feeling it, and you're super flexible, in that case, congratulations. You ought to be feeling that. That's it, guys. Good job. Rest, recover, hydrate, and I'll see you guys on Monday for class.